Hello and welcome to the gojenn podcast. How are you doing? I am Jennifer, your hostess. Today is Monday. It is because I had a 3-day weekend. I'm sorry, I'm having to check my notes. Notes. Here they are. Today's Monday, May 22nd, and this is episode 109. How's that? I did good. It's because I had it written down. So how's everybody doing? How have you been on this week? We had a camping weekend, and although the campground said Wi-Fi, and we were able to get on the Wi-Fi for not quite long enough to get your mail. It was a nice camping weekend. It poured down rain last night into today, which I sleep really well because the sound of the rain on the roof of the camper is just like a lullaby. It's wonderful. We went to Paradise Lake Campground in Blairs, Virginia, which is pretty close by to us. I did not have high expectations, and those expectations were met, not exceeded. It was nearly 100% residential campground, which means that the people who were there were not weekend campers or people passing through. They were people who lived there. They have parked their rig there. That is their home. And when that happens, you have a lot more junk, because you know how it is at your home. Not that any of you have junk. No. We all have good stuff. The other people out there just have crap, junk. No. But there was, the grass wasn't well mown. It was junky. My husband, I didn't see it because I didn't take a walk down that area, but he saw one truck that was sitting there that was like the vehicle that towed the motorhome, and the truck had a flat tire and grass had grown up under it and around it. So tacky. I'm glad we didn't have any tornado watches, because I think that place has a target because it is the typical. I don't know, but it wasn't nice. The people were not friendly. They charge just as much there as they do in most other campgrounds. So we were able now to find a campground to put in our least liked slot on our bucket list. So now we know where everybody else has a benchmark to be above. Okay, so did any of you try to pin me on Pinterest? I think it has something to do with being on a desktop instead of on a mobile device like my iPad or my phone, because I'm not able to pin things. I don't think. I can't make it work. I can hear my daughter, "Mom, all you have to do is..." So maybe that's where I'm getting technologically phobic or something in my old age. If you can figure it out, please do it. Pin me. Did you go exploring on Ravelry? Since I talked about last week, I talked about some of the fun things you can do on Ravelry, the places you can join games and communities, and you can just find all kinds of things. So I hope maybe you decided to go do that and you found something that made you happy. I hope so. I always hope you find things that make you happy, because that's what I like to do, is find things that make me happy. So what's coming up this week is Stash Dash begins. I believe it's on the, I don't have it written down here, 26th or 27th. My bad. Bad podcaster. The 26th or the 27th of May, and then goes till the 20th, I think, of August. And that's where you just finish up your works in progress, or new items that you start during this time. And then when they're finished, you count up the meters, or you can do like me and count up the yards and convert that to meters. And then you just try to reach whatever goal you set for yourself. Last year I did about 14 to 1500 meters in the stash dash. I didn't have anything prepared ahead of time. Blankets with 3 stitches left to do that I could use to kind of bulk up my numbers. I do this year have some things planned that just need finishing that will increase my meterage quite a bit. So I'm still going to go this time again for the 3,000 meters. If you're familiar with running or whatever, they usually have like a 5K and a 10K, and then a marathon is I'm supposed to know, 50? No, because it must be 30 because it's 26 miles. 26.2. Bad me again. So anyway, that starts this week, and so I'm going to pull out all my whips. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. And get those meters in for Stash Dash. That is hosted by the Knit Girls with 3 L's, GIRLLLS, on Ravelry. So go by, join up, choose your level, what you are hoping to accomplish in these summer months, and let's go. Let's give it a go. What do I have? A confession. Yes, I feel very bad. I really do. I could not make myself craft while we were camping this time. So I didn't knit or crochet. I colored a picture in a coloring book, but I didn't do any knitting or crocheting Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Today's Monday. I haven't done anything yet, but I've got to get back in my groove, get my mojo back going again. I don't have a really comfortable place to craft like I do at home. At home I have a recliner that when I set it up I can prop my feet up, and I'm totally 100% comfortable. I don't have anywhere that I can sit up like that in the motorhome. I either lay down on the bed or I sit up on the sofa, but don't prop my feet up or sit at the table. And I don't know. I'm working on it. I've got to find something that makes me happy. So these were all finished objects before we went camping. I think I had the green square to show you last week, and so I finished the yellow, and then this is bright pink. Is that kind of showing up as bright pink or red? If it's showing up as red, it's not. It's a really beautiful fuchsia. That's one of my #1 colors to make me, it looks good against my face. I always get compliments when I wear, I've got a couple fuchsia blouses that when I wear them, it's like, oh, you're looking good today. That's because of the fuchsia. So, my only other whip, well, now those were 2 finished objects, but of course they are blanket squares of a blanket in process. Okay, here is my Lost in Time shawl by Joanne Lindahl. And I'm using the Karen Cake in the Rainbow Sprinkles. That's the rest of this skein. And again, this is not a difficult pattern. but you have to pay attention. Each row is different. You have to keep up with your stitch count. You have to be able to do front and back post crochets. You have double crochets. You have to be able to do popcorn stitches so far. Anyway, I'm really happy with it. This I did before we went camping. I've got to get this going because this is for a class in the Harry Potter Knitting and Crochet group. So were the two blanket squares that you saw. So anyway, that's that. So before the end of May, I need to finish this, which is the Lost in Time shawl. Remember when I had been working on that darn sweater and then I cast on and started 15 million projects? Well, now I have some whips to finish up for the Stash Dash. As I said, it's on the Knit Girls group on Ravelry, and you choose your level of participation, whether you want to be in the 1,000 meters, 3,000, 5,000, or 10 or 15. I think it goes to 15,000 meters. That's a lot of yarn, and I think that's wonderful for anybody that can do that. I just don't have the time. I know I had a weekend, but did I do anything? No. So I don't know, the time and the gumption or whatever it is. Okay, that is all that I have. I know, it's only 12 minutes. You can find me as Gojenn, Gojenn, on Ravelry and on Instagram. Please like me on Ravelry and follow me on Instagram. I will try to follow you back. I will like you back. I have a blog that is jennsmix.com, JENNSMIX.com. I haven't posted in a couple days, several days, so that's my bad. I don't know, maybe I'm going to get back in the swing of things now that our camping weekend is over. It was kind of a real funk. There were no high points, no terribly low points, other than, you can't go and do things when it's raining and you don't want to walk and the dogs don't want to go out. But that has nothing to, the campground didn't. I don't guess it caused it to rain. Probably not. So, I apologize for the short episode this time. Maybe I will try to come in with a bonus episode or something. I will have to be, as of the 1st of June, I am moving out of my pocket size or passport size or field note size traveler's notebook, and I'm moving into an A5 size. So I've got to get that ready to go, get my everything set up for that. So I have things to do. I just haven't done them. What have I... Shh. It's a bird. Or a plane. I don't think it's Superman. Books I've been reading, I am still trying to read on Audible the last book in the series by Justin Cronin. This book is City of Glass and Mirrors, or City of Mirrors. Oh, I apologize for not being prepared. The first half of the book was skippable. And the bad thing is it's like a 30-some-hour book, so that's a lot of skippable hours. But now it is getting good again, and I'm glad. Because I want to be through with it, because I've got other books to read and listen to. let's see. I did want to recommend a movie. That's where I was going before they barked. The Gut. This was on Netflix. The Gut, Your Second Brain, or Your Second Brain, The Gut, something like that. That was just fascinating because you have as many neurons or more neurons in your gut area, your stomach and intestines, than you do in your brain. And the way your gut is feeling causes your body to act in certain ways. So you thought you were in control, you're not. And then I've also watched another movie, That Sugar Movie. That's the name of it, That Sugar Movie. And that's just disgusting because they talk about just how much added sugar is in everything, and it's just disgusting, and that it's well worth watching. And if they're not on Netflix, they're on Amazon Prime. They may be on Amazon Prime. Okay, next week, I promise. And if you remember, I promised that I was going to finish that corner-to-corner blanket, and then I did the next time. So I'm going to promise to be more prepared and to have some finished objects to show you, besides just a blanket square. How's that? Sorry. Until I see you next week, I wish you nothing but love and laughter.